Zamir White has signed, and the speed of that decision tells you exactly what the mood is inside the building. The backfield has entered an urgent stretch that demands an immediate answer. But the movement does not stop with him. A rookie is being prepared for something bigger, a quarterback is closing in on a historic record, and a receiver is losing ground at the exact moment he needed to build trust. Faithful, lock in. Today we are stepping into the decision room to track how health, performance, and hierarchy are changing the 49ers camp plan. If you follow every signal out of Santa Clara, hit like on 49ers Express. The first move has already left the evaluation table and turned into a contract. ESPN's Adam Schefter reported that Zamir White agreed to a one-year deal, and the 49ers confirmed the signing after working him out this week. The internal read starts with availability. Christian McCaffrey is dealing with what the team has described as tightness, Kaelon Black is working through an adductor injury, and Jordan James is recovering from a fractured rib. When three running backs are limited at the same time, the quality of practice can drop fast. White arrives to restore volume, contact, and stability to the rotation. He is not a mystery. The 26-year-old was a fourth-round Raiders pick in 2022. Across 4 seasons in Las Vegas, he played 45 games, started 9, and produced 736 rushing yards, along with 25 catches for 152. In 2025, he had 12 carries for 32 yards and 4 catches for 24. San Francisco is not presenting him as McCaffrey's replacement. The team is adding a physical, experienced runner who can absorb work while the staff protects its injured players. The timing is revealing. The 49ers had looked at other running backs as healthy bodies ran short. Once White completed his workout, the team made the deal. That quick decision suggests his profile matched the need. Power between the tackles, NFL experience, and the ability to learn without a long runway. The activity did not end there. Eli Apple and Xavier Thomas were also signed. Apple returns with 104 games and 82 career starts, though he appeared in only 2 games for the 49ers in 2025 before being waived on August 2, 2026. Thomas, Arizona's 5th-round pick in 2024, brings 2.5 sacks across 18 games. San Francisco waived Junior Bergen and Jack Bomeister, while KJ Henry was waived with an injury designation. Those moves are more than an administrative list. The front office is addressing 3 areas: healthy legs in the backfield, experience in the secondary, and pass rush competition. Every arrival forces a departure, showing how quickly August removes the luxury of waiting. White earned this opportunity because the emergency called for strength now. The question is whether he becomes temporary protection or makes this room harder to break apart once everybody returns. His presence keeps practice competitive without forcing the starter into medically unnecessary urgency in August. That signing creates a sharp contrast with Kaelon Black. White stabilizes the present. Black is being developed to expand the offense's future. The adductor injury has interrupted the rookie's fieldwork, but it does not erase why San Francisco invested a 3rd-round pick in him. Inside the building, the conversation goes beyond his potential carries. The intrigue begins when Black leaves the backfield and forces the defense to reveal who will cover him. His college numbers tell 2 stories. Over 2 seasons at Indiana, Black recorded only 42 receiving yards. Without context, that could make his passing game ability look weak. The situation changes the read. Indiana funneled its offense through the wide receivers, limiting its running backs. Before that, Black produced 431 receiving yards and 6 touchdowns over 2 seasons at James Madison. That skill resurfaced at the Senior Bowl and caught the 49ers' attention. When Matt Mayoko asked about the fit, Black described an offense that can make a running back feel like a receiver first. That matters to Kyle Shanahan. A back who runs legitimate routes does not have to leave when the formation changes. He can line up behind Purdy, shift into the slot, and pull a linebacker into space. A heavier defender gives Black a route advantage. A defensive back gives the running game a lighter box. That is why Christian McCaffrey serves as a daily classroom. Black studies the route efficiency and timing of a player who produced 2,126 scrimmage yards last season, including 924 through the air. The rookie asked McCaffrey directly how he eliminates wasted movement. The answer centered on timing, work away from the field, and the mental freedom to go play football. That exchange reveals Black's developmental stage. He does not need to copy every CMC movement. He needs to reach the same objective with his own body and on the play's schedule. For a rookie, that separates a route occupying space from one changing the coverage. Catching a short pass is one thing. Creating separation and reaching the exact spot when Purdy releases is something else. The adductor requires patience because burst and change of direction are essential to this package. The staff gains nothing by accelerating his return and compromising the exact tool it wants to develop. While white absorbs immediate reps, black can learn the installation, follow corrections, and study McCaffrey. These backfield moves are not simply a reaction to injuries. They protect the offensive laboratory. Every meeting also gives the coaches a chance to measure whether black recognizes coverage, adjusts protections, and can turn information into speed once he finally returns to the field with the starters. If black carries what he showed at James Madison in the Senior Bowl into the NFL, Shanahan will gain another piece for hiding intent before the snap. Black does not have to become McCaffrey for the investment to work. He only needs to threaten the run and the pass credibly enough to prevent the defense from settling on one answer. White keeps the operation breathing today. Once healthy, black could teach that operation an entirely different language. From versatility that could emerge, we move to a record sitting in front of Brock Purdy. His career passer rating is 104.0, and he has 147 attempts from the 1,500 required to enter the NFL's official all-time ranking. At his normal pace, Purdy should qualify around Week 5. Aaron Rodgers and Lamar Jackson share the lead at 102.2. But faithful, this is the part nobody should ignore. Purdy does not need one spectacular afternoon to touch this record. He needs to sustain the level his critics keep dismissing as an accident. Once attempt number 1,500 goes into the books, the final pick of the draft could sit above 2 MVPs in the league's primary combined measure of quarterback efficiency. That will not end every argument. It will change the weight of the argument. Bleacher Report's Brad Gagnon projects Purdy taking over early if his play does not decline significantly in 2026. The lead could change quickly. This is not a cumulative record that freezes once somebody reaches it. Jackson, Rodgers, and Joe Burrow at 101.1 remain close. Purdy would have to defend that number every game. Behind the scenes, the offense appears equipped to help him do it. Mike Evans was signed, Dejon Stribling arrived through the draft, and both have impressed in camp. Christian McCaffrey remains a multi-dimensional problem for every defense. George Kittle is trying to return from a torn Achilles in time for Week 1. There is enough quality around Purdy to distribute the football without demanding heroics from him on every down. The entire locker room understands the full scale of this moment. The record should not change the play calling. Its value is exposing Purdy's consistency. Staying on top will require balancing aggression with ball security inside a brutal NFC West. If Raheem Morris improves the defense and gives the offense better field position, the pressure on Purdy changes too. Less chasing the scoreboard, more freedom to command the game. The statistic may become official in October. The larger message is already moving through the league. Purdy's efficiency is no longer a small sample. It is closing in on NFL history. An efficient quarterback needs receivers who finish when contact arrives. That is where camp is turned uncomfortable for Jordan Watkins. With Ricky Pearsall out for the season and Mike Evans dealing with soft tissue issues, younger receivers have gained valuable reps. Dejon Stribling has turned that opening into a climb. Watkins has seen similar volume, but has not converted with the same strength at the catch point. Matt Barrows of The Athletic noted that both players get plenty of targets. The difference appears on difficult throws over the middle. Stribling holds on when an arm enters the fight. Watkins has not finished those plays. In an evaluation room, that outweighs the raw target count. The quarterback notices who protects the ball in traffic. The coach notices who keeps the design intact when the window tightens. Trust eventually changes the distribution of reps. Watkins entered camp without the security that normally follows a fourth-round pick. Drafted in 2025, injuries limited him to 2 catches across 4 rookie games. San Francisco needed unproven receivers to step forward, and Watkins barely entered the story. August 2026 was supposed to reset him. So far, it has produced harder questions. The problem is not simply losing to Stribling. The second-round rookie deserves credit for attacking space and surviving contact. Watkins faces the entire line ahead of him: Stribling, Mike Evans, Christian Kirk, and DeMarcus Robinson. If this trend continues, every mistake starts affecting the roster math. Old draft capital does not protect a player inspiring less trust today. At this stage, trust carries as much value as athletic explosion. There is a technical component and a mental one. Over the middle, a receiver must locate the ball, accept the hit, and close his hands without shortening his stride. Hesitation changes the meeting point, lets the defender recover, and pushes Purdy elsewhere. Nobody outside the building can claim Watkins has lost confidence in himself. Reports do show he is not winning the reps that could rebuild his quarterbacks' and coaches' confidence. His Ole Miss career showed ability and justified the investment. The NFL does not preserve anybody's college version. It asks whether a player can separate against professional coverage, absorb contact, and repeat the execution. Watkins still has camp and preseason to change direction. His window narrowed because Stribling used the same stretch to advance. The final decision will include more than receptions. How many positions does each player know? Who contributes on special teams, blocks, and can step in quickly if Evans remains limited? Watkins can regain ground there and by securing contested targets. The path has not disappeared. It is narrowed. Time for a faithful roll call. If you believe Watkins responds, write, "Comeback," in the comments. If Stribling has created separation, write, "Pecking order." This is not blind cheering. It is a read on a competition that could decide the room's final useful spot. I would not bury Watkins in August because one strong run can change the tone. I will not soften the warning either. Camp offers opportunities, not unlimited credit. Stribling is depositing trust. Watkins has to stop withdrawing it. Every piece circles back to the same point. White earned a contract because the backfield lost healthy bodies. Black receives development because his profile expands the system. Purdy approaches a record rewarding efficiency. Watkins is at risk because opportunity without completion cannot protect a roster spot. That is camp's hidden line. Availability opens the door, versatility raises value, but trust decides who remains when roster cuts begin. Santa Clara is adjusting this roster in real time instead of waiting for answers to appear. Zamir White protects the daily workload. Kaelon Black gives the offense a broader possibility. Brock Purdy is closing in on turning efficiency into history. Jordan Watkins faces the most urgent pressure of his young career. None of these stories lives alone. This is how a contender separates names from functions, and potential from trust. Faithful, let me know where you stand. Which of these 4 stories will have changed the team most when September arrives? Leave your prediction in the comments, hit like, give this video a boost, and stay with 49ers Express. Camp is still writing the pecking order.